We are live.
Yay! We're live.
Episode 115.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we that far along?
We're chugging right along.
Oh, that's good news. Matt's feeling a little bit better than he was this time last week. Was it this time last week you're starting to feel bad?
About that time.
About that time. So it's been about a week. With the common cold, it's usually
tons of fun.
Yeah. He's sounding better. He lost his voice almost completely at the beginning of this work.
Yep.
At the beginning of this week. Oh, by the way, you're listening to Suzie. We're live here at 413 North Mission Street in Wenatchee, Washington. The Suzie Health Solutions, a full-service enrollment center for the Washington Healthplanfinder, among us. Well, did we decide to go with?
You said Halloween.
I said Halloween, then I gave you an option, and you didn't say anything.
I said, if you got enough to carry it, let's go with
Halloween.
I've got
enough to carry Halloween. Well,
so it's one of those big holidays. Because it's like the start of the holiday season for most Americans.
It is of the fall and Christmas. I've never been a holiday kind of person. They just kind of come and go in my life, and it's like, okay, yeah, that was a day off. I get to cook something. Sometimes that happens. I've got to go shop for something. That sometimes happens. Matt, on the other hand, is a big holiday lover.
I've been drinking
soap. So that kind of says everything.
And the pumpkin spice beard oil.
Yep. And we got actually, I can't say much. I have got peppermint mocha in my coffee cup this morning.
See, you're just ready for another holiday.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that how it works? So yeah, Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving is a redheaded stepchild of the holiday season.
It's the middle child.
Yeah, welcome to my world. So with Halloween coming up on Monday, our loving son has said, "Oh, by the way, I need a Halloween costume for Saturday. Today is in fact Thursday." Despite the fact costumes, 2-3 weeks ago, I absolutely did. You might not have been listening or even in the room, but he and I did have he gave me the don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
See, I've been asking for Halloween costumes now for years.
You've gotten Halloween costumes a couple of times. I've got photographic evidence.
Yes, but the last couple of years I have not been able to.
No, partly because we are up to our eyeballs right now.
So my son threw in Halloween rebellion's kind of annoying at this point.
He hit teen years, and he had that period where it's like he's too old for trick-or-treating, but too young for the big parties. Well, he's got a party this year, so driving yesterday. He's driving.
Freedom.
He's got his driver's license, so he's off running his errands today. Yes, it absolutely completely and utterly freaked me out yesterday. I'll completely admit that.
Yes, however, he's fully insured. We went and had the talk.
I know. And the whole, if you don't hesitate to call, blah, blah, blah. You did that one.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
We're going to have that conversation. We'll probably have that conversation before Saturday. Because if there's going to be an after party after the party, he needs to be absolutely flippin' clear. He's a good kid. He's very responsible. I'm going to make sure that there are clear boundaries.
So you don't expect no Karate Kid after parties?
I think there may be an after party. Whether or not there's a Karate Kid after party remains what's going on right now. Besides Halloween we are in the ballots have arrived in Washington State for our local elections with the November 8th election date.
So you just went with a spooky story.
Yes, now it's spooky. Now we're into voting,
which is a spooky
equally
story.
spooky. Yes, so that's going on, and it's been a really interesting election. We've got one of our most hotly contested races is city commissioner.
Are you referring to county commissioner?
County? The one with
county
is it county? Okay, county commissioner. A commissioner position. No, it's city. It's city council, isn't it?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so either way, I voted. I know how I voted.
Yeah, she hasn't let me vote yet.
My office not in my.
She's been holding it hostage.
Yeah, I have not. Oh, you're so evil.
I am.
I'd say Halloween, spoopy. Yes. So we've got ballots, and it's been a hotly contested race. Things that shouldn't be. Okay, there are things that shouldn't be partisan that are partisan. The sheriff should not be a partisan position. Judges should not be a partisan position, but they are. And that's created some interesting conversations.
I won't go with conversations.
Fights?
I'll go with fights because there is a type of politician.
There you go, Chelan County Commissioner. Sorry, my bad.
That run with it's really bumper sticker politics.
Okay.
They don't have any depth, and they're just designed to smash into others.
Okay. And there's no real policy involved there. It's just like, vote for me because I'm the loudest.
Yeah. I'm the loudest and meanest.
Yeah.
I'm going to smash you.
Yeah.
I'm all about crushing the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about owning the other guy. It's like, really? I don't want someone to own another person. I want someone to, help a person up.
Yeah. That's one thing that's happened a lot just in America generally, not just with politics. It's the fight to one up the next guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to poon you, man. And it's like, why? Why? What's the purpose of that? Other than to make yourself feel like a big person. It's like, but that doesn't make you.
It doesn't make you a big person.
It
makes you feel like one.
Yeah.
I'm like, who wants to feel like when they can be? Exactly.
What we're running into politics is like, rah, rah, rah. I'm the biggest man. I have the biggest.
But it's also.
I'm being sexist. I just realized
you
that.
You are, and it's also about. It's not just about beating the other person. It's about enriching yourself.
Well, yeah. Well, and enriching.
A lot of these guys are just. It's like, oh, give me.
Oh, it's all about the money. Yeah.
And it's just like, really serves the public.
Well, there was. I was overhearing you listening to yes, that is Matt blowing his nose because it is in fact snot season. Matt was listening to a podcast or a news blurb or something yesterday when he was getting dressed and I was in the bedroom at the same time. And they were talking about Donald Trump doesn't necessarily want to be elected because he wants to keep bringing in the super PAC money. And if he actually declares his candidacy, he can't keep bringing in the money like he was.
Correct, because once he declares he's pulling off that super PAC, it's 90 cents on the dollar
that goes into his coffers
that he can spend on however he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to extend.
We might say, hey, he might pop up and say, hey, I'm not going to run this year. It's not the right climate, and just keep draining the money. It's the question is he running a big con? That's probably.
It's a tease.
It's a tease.
It's a political strip club.
Oh, that's a really interesting tactic. That's an interesting take on it. It's a political strip club.
It's a political strip club.
So there's just giant feathers everywhere.
Yeah, you're teasing the audience to throw cash onto the stage.
Yeah, I can see that. With
promise.
Yeah, it's a lot of promise and no action.
It is ethically dubious.
There's the question about whether or not strip teases are ethically dubious, in my opinion, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Because when a person walks into a striptease situation, theoretically they should know they're not going to get anywhere.
But
And if they're not, that's on them. That's on the audience.
yeah.
That's their delusion. But then if anyone's paying attention and you're still throwing money at some of these politicians, that's delusional too. Let's be honest about it.
I told you we're going to talk about scary stories.
Scary stories. Boo. That's my spooky voice.
Your spooky. That's your politics for the day.
Well, unless you want to pitch in with other stuff. I mean, one of the things that is happening that's really starting to honk me off is our local. This time of year we have a really lovely group of drag artists who perform a show.
Okay.
Yeah, and they.
You've heard of the Halloween with the YWCA,
right? They've got the Halloween show. They're out there and they do a stage show and it supports our local YWCA.
Yeah, it's a good fundraiser.
It really is, and it's had some pushback. Was it last year? They were going to do one at the museum, and one of their museum dudes retired.
That was a different show. That was they were doing. The museum was doing a history piece.
That's right.
On the creation and kind of the evolution of drag and the storytelling involved with it.
Because it's actually a really interesting. It's been going on always. As long as there's been people, there have been people. It's happened.
Well, I go back to the basics. Greek was actors were all dudes.
Shakespearean all the way through Shakespearean acting
were all dudes. When we grow up, 50 Bob
Hope had one. Milton Berle, Flip Wilson was famous for that. He wouldn't have made it if he didn't have his character. And there was always the Bugs Bunny dressing up as a girl to mess with Elmer Fudd. Mm-hmm. It's always been treated as comedy, but if you look at modern drag, it's comedy too. Usually, it's a lot more music.
You have to have comedy because you're playing with ideals that some people are uncomfortable with.
That's true.
So having comedy in there is important, and it's always been part of American theater,
and that's what this is. It's American theater. It's just a lot. It's just for some reason it really has freaked out some folks this year. Well, prior to this year too, but it's got some we're gonna have protests or kind of level of freaking out. It's it's kind of nice to see Wenatchee being more inclusive and embracing and having fun, different things. And then you've got your jerks out there going, no, it doesn't. It's not good. I don't like it, so it's no good for anybody. It's that's not how it works.
Well, it's it's like the Footloose folks.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I don't want anyone to dance and play music and have fun. It's the same concept. It's do I care about drag shows? Am I going to see one? Maybe. We've
seen one. It was a lot, and it was entertaining, but it was really loud.
Yeah, but it was do I care that other people dress up and have fun?
No, absolutely no problem with that at all.
More people should have fun.
Yeah, people should. Yeah, have a good time, dance, and have a blast.
It's
everybody cut Footloose.
I'm not one of those. I'm so miserable. I want to make everyone else's lives miserable.
Yeah. Exactly. We run into that. But we're going to see that there's a group that's anti-drag, and then there's a group that's pro-people, and they're going to stand up and behave in a human shield manner if necessary.
I just find that ridiculous.
That it has to happen?
It has to happen. It's really...
Well, yeah, of course it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because this entire country is so drastically divided along the weirdest lines. They're drawing lines about costumes. On the same token, that's a kind of the people who are going, oh, anti-drag, blah, it's evil, it's grooming, blah blah blah. We'll dress up in sexy Charlie Brown costumes. And yes, I've seen it. I've seen a sexy Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is a little cartoon boy. There's the sexy, all those sexy tropes. It's like, do you really need a sexy Teletubby? Because I bet you there's a sexy Teletubby out there. And that's not considered weird and unpleasant. How? And then then the disconnect just is not being seen by that.
Yeah, but you can have, yes, there are kids entertainment and there's adult entertainment.
Yes.
Famously, the one I drew the line was when our son was growing up. I'm a big comic book fan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the new Punisher movie.
Yeah, you were watching the new Punisher movie, and it was quite violent.
The first 30 seconds, I'm like, nope, I can wait to see this.
Yeah, it was too violent for a little dude. He was 8 or 9 at the time.
Yeah, and that's famously that's what I've told my son. It's like, you're not ready to see this yet.
Mm-hmm. The first time, the first Deadpool, he was not quite old enough for Deadpool, so we had to.
Walking Dead.
Oh yeah,
Walking Dead.
That was another one. It's like, I want to watch The Walking Dead. Okay, I've watched The Walking Dead. I get nightmares when I watch The Walking Dead. You're not watching The Walking Dead yet.
You don't have to see that yet.
No, it did. I literally got nightmares when I saw that.
So yeah, there are times and places, but when it comes to guys dressed up in dresses or women dressing up as suits, that's no big deal. It's never been a big deal.
No, it really is not. I mean, well, yes, it has been a big deal in the United States. Women were arrested for wearing pants, Matt. It was a women dressing
in the modern era.
Oh, okay, the modern era in the mid 20th century going forward. Yeah. No, really isn't a big deal. It really should not be a big deal. And yeah, there's still going to be some people freaking out over it, but it's big. In the last, I'd say 20 years, it's become less and less of an issue. There's always going to be go all the way back to most recently, it's like Austin Powers. That's a man, baby. Mm. Yeah. Or Ace Ventura. There was that whole thing with the bad guy being a trans woman. So it's still there, and it's just improving, but it's always been part of our culture. The question is it? It's either been funny or it's been evil.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, and instead of just being part of it, instead of just being is, so that's kind of
Mrs. Doubtfire.
There you go. Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't see protests over Mrs. Doubtfire.
I'm sure somebody did.
I don't know why the locals are freaking out over it.
I don't know either. I really don't.
Are they locals then? That's the question. Are they really locals?
Well, at least one of them is. You got people piping. Hello, people out there watching us, listening to us.
Well, you got to put on your headphones.
Okay, you can invite people in. Awesome. We can do that. I got headphones in so I can hear you.
Let's see if I can add them in.
We're good. Who is it, Matt?
It is Unmesh Siobhan, so he's not using they're not using a real name.
Well, you're welcome to pipe in if you want to join in our podcast and throw out your take on this. We're always welcome. We're always.
See if I can do it.
Oh, he's trying, so give it a minute.
Trier.
He's a trier, and his computer's been acting up. We're gonna have to get him a new one because this one's just almost done. Yeah, how computers do. But Halloween is a really great example of people dressing up to be something they're not anyway. I mean, it's Halloween. Let's enjoy it. And to be fair, a lot of the people doing drag are doing it as a living or as a side gig. And who are you
There we go.
to judge? Oh,
That's right.
Okay. So, what's this? Who are you again?
Hey, Matt Daddy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? You
I'm
are
pretty
live with
fine.
Suzie.
But in India, it's an evening time here.
Oh, you're calling from India. Welcome aboard.
That's what, 12 hours time difference?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, how were you listening to? And we were talking about drag, and that kind of in the whole transgender thing. What's your take on it?
I'm talking about the drug.
Interesting, 'cause I can't hear anything.
Drug is totally illegal here, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, did we lose you?
We lost him.
Oh, we lost him. But yeah, he was calling in from India and talking about how it's totally legal there. No worries. I think he was on a street because I was hearing a lot of background noise. So thanks for stopping in. I'm really glad to hear that you were listening to us. It's true. There's a huge, I'm speaking from a very American-centric point of view here.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking globally at all. Other countries, it's so little of an issue. In other countries, it's even a bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I really need to do some thinking about that. Because I know there's the whole part of what's going on. I mean, the whole third gender thing.
Well, there's been confusion over, gender versus sexuality.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And for the folks that have, understand that those are separate concepts, it's never been an issue.
Mm-mm. Well, it's hard for people to separate those concepts. And not...
No. It's not hard.
Oh, it is for some of them. They can't get...
Some,
that's what I just said.
You actually excluded some.
Oh, my mistake. My mistake. Yes, it is hard for some people to separate that. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why they're so freaked out by the concept.
It could be.
The idea of, the binary gender thing is a construct, and we're going to get into politics. We're going to get into all kinds of. I'm going to get deeper than I'm ready to get here.
Oh, you're getting ready deeper than you're ready.
I'm going to go deep. So I'm going to say, let's say there's more to it than that, and it's simpler and more complicated than it should actually. And let's just all let people be people and have a good time. Treat everyone with respect.
That's where I'm at, because I know, for instance, we'll go back to Halloween.
Okay, we'll go back to Halloween.
And I know there are people that are uncomfortable with Halloween.
That's true. As a holiday itself, it freaks some folks out from a religious standpoint, usually.
Well, it's weird because it really is an American holiday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got its roots in Saman and a couple of the other pagan religions.
Mm-hmm.
All Saints Day.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico.
The All Saints Day is the Catholic response to Samhain.
Yeah, that's kind of a neat one because you capture the kids, and they have to tell them the last 5 relatives that died and it honors the past.
Right.
So it's a very important connection on the family and the past.
Yeah, that's mostly Dia de los Muertos.
Yes.
All Saints is all connected.
So yeah, there are different flavors of Halloween, and because America's a big blending pot, you see these different ones. You see more and more of the sugar skulls.
Oh yeah, the Dia de los Muertos imagery is really, really huge the last few years. Mm-hmm. Not at least in part because of that Disney movie. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember? The little guitar dude. Why can't I remember what that's called? All I know is it's not Encanto. It's the other one. Now I'm going to look. Hang on. So yeah, that was huge. I mean, that created it opened up that particular holiday to a lot of people who'd never even heard of it before, really. Mm-hmm.
And see, I'm playing with some of those different aspects. Part of the reason that people dress up in scary costumes is to scare away the evil spirit.
That's correct.
And
Coco. It was called Coco. Oh my gosh, I'm really embarrassed.
And the outsiders looking in, they see people, dressed up as scary spirits, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're embracing Satan."
They're scary.
It's just like that's exactly the opposite of it.
Absolutely, and it's a matter of listening to the other cultures instead of just seeing from an outsider's point of view. And that's the same thing with the drag concept. Listen to them, meet them, talk to them, engage with them as human beings.
Yeah.
It's not scary. The ones I've met have been just wonderful, warm, embracing human beings. And they're generally funny as all get out. Yeah. And they're performers. That's what a lot of this is just a giant, broad performance. And a lot of, the drag performers I've met have, quote, normal lives, end quote. What's normal? But they work, they have a job, they have a life, they have family, they have friends, they have spouses, they have kids. And this is what they do in their spare time. How different? It's not that different than your neighbor Larry going down to the local community theater and playing Daddy Warbucks in Annie. It's not really all that different.
Well, see, back in the yesteryear, old-timey yesteryear, in Seattle, we had the JP Patches show.
Oh, yeah.
There's only, on Como, there was only, 5 episodes that were ever captured on film because they kept
they reused
reusing the tapes.
Yeah, which is a shame.
So it's kind of, this lost icon of Seattle. However, JB Patch's girlfriend was Gertrude.
Yeah, and Gertrude was a clown.
Was a female dressed clown.
Right, female presenting clown portrayed by a guy.
And Bob, I've met Bob a couple times. Working, we were doing phone banks for the local public television.
Oh, very cool. I always wanted to do that.
And he was still, puttering around because he was in the 60s at that point. And he did all the makeup for all the professionals.
Oh, neat. Well, he had a hand on makeup. If you can master clown makeup, you could pretty much do any makeup.
Well, that's what he was. He was a professional, and he was a guy. And yet he was just a funny guy. Had a wife and kids and all the 9 yards. And it was just like, okay, a regular dude. Like, I can't see anyone get mad at him.
No, but yeah, people get mad at the performers for doing drag shows. They say it's immoral. How is it immoral? What are they doing? What are they doing wrong?
Well, I think what they're doing is they're inspiring little people to read.
That's true. One of the things that's being thought about is they're doing a story time with the Halloweens, and they're getting out there and they're in their full costumes and they're reading to the kids. The little kids are going, "Hey, there's this cool person in a big bright costume, and they're reading me a story. That's awesome!" And we've got people who are going, "I've got to get out there and protest. They're grooming. They're blah blah. They're indoctrinating our children." Yeah, they're reading them stories.
They're inspiring them to read. Oh my gosh! And if it's so upsetting that drag queen movie, why don't you put on the story hour and read?
There you go. Exactly. Why don't get out there and set up a story hour and you do it?
Because maybe they're not protesting the drag queen, maybe they're protesting
protesting literacy. Yeah, I guess that's possible.
Because the same people that protest drag protest education.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
and they protest human rights.
Mhm. You're not wrong. You're absolutely correct.
They fall into those bumpers.
Yeah, the bumper sticker people who are just, I'm right, you're wrong. Shut up.
So yay!
Oh yeah, did we hit our 30
We are
minutes?
30.
That's a good place to stop. Thanks for joining us today. Well, Matt will hopefully be of clearer voice next week. Thank you so much for our guests stopping in. We really appreciated you popping in.
From
I'm
India.
sorry we couldn't get a better connection, but we'll try again another day. Go keep listening to Suzie. We're here to be at least vaguely entertaining. All right. Thanks so much. Bye bye.